Heartedly congratulate you. And I also extend my warm greetings and sincere appreciation to all other dignitaries, domain experts, scientists and professors from National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, National Institute of Hydrology, IIT Tirupati, Andhra University, National Ground Water Department and State Ground Water Department and State Government officials from various departments and all esteemed participants present in this workshop. The reason we have initiated this workshop, long back when we are a few weeks back when we are having a meeting with Principal Secretary Sri Zasbhushan ji. So we want to explore how to increase the groundwater level, and that's how from that discussion only this workshop emerged out. So we are here to reflect on something that sustains every life, every village and every future, which is water. In a state like ours, Andhra Pradesh, we have been blessed with mighty rivers like Godavari, Krishna, Pennar, Vamsadhara and Nagavali. And it has been always a land of where water shapes its civilization, agriculture and economy. These rivers have nourished our fields, sustained rural livelihoods and driven the growth of our state for generations. Yet today, despite this natural wealth, we are faced with a critical challenge not just of water availability, but of ensuring its sustainability and the quality for the future. Ensuring safe, reliable and sustainable drinking water for every rural household is not just a developmental goal, it is our collective responsibility towards future generations. As our ancient Indian wisdom reminds us, water is life, jalame jeevam. A timeless truth that continues to guide our approach even today. Rural water supply systems are facing multiple and emerging challenges. Groundwater depletion, declining surface water sources, contamination and lack of effective monitoring mechanisms have become serious concerns that need urgent attention. Nearly 70 to 80% of pollution in rivers and canals is caused by untreated urban sewage, industrial effluents and agricultural runoff. Even in water-rich regions, water quality is deteriorating, particularly due to unregulated activities such as aquaculture without proper drainage systems. That's the reason why we have invited Sri Krishna Garu, who is the chairman for Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board, to be a part of it, to understand, to take your valuable inputs. Especially in tribal and high altitude areas, natural springs which were once reliable sources of drinking water are gradually drying up during summer months. This calls for focused interventions like spring shed rejuvenation to ensure sustainable water supply. It is also observed that some rural water supply systems were implemented without identifying dependable and sustainable sources, leading to non-functional systems. This highlights the importance of scientific planning and evidence-based source identification. We must strengthen technical capacity, adopt modern tools and establish standardized protocols. Equally important is community participation, and sustainable water management cannot be achieved without people's involvement. This workshop assumes great significance in the context of Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0, which now focuses on long-term water security and sustainable service delivery. In this regard, I acknowledge the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and the guidance of the Honorable Union Minister for Jal Shakti Sri C.R. Patil ji. I also convey my regards to the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu for prioritizing sustainable water management in the state. Aligned with these efforts, the government of Andhra Pradesh has launched a 100-day water conservation drive from 6th April to 14th July 2026, focusing on groundwater recharge, rainwater harvesting and aquifer management, and with active community participation. As our traditional wisdom teaches us, Prakriti Samatulyate Jivanadhara. Balance of nature is the foundation of life. Protecting our water resources is central to maintaining that balance. Let this workshop be a platform for actionable outcomes. I request all participants, all the eminent individuals and erudites here in the chosen fields, I request you all to actively engage, share experiences and contribute practical solutions. Together, let us ensure sustainable water sources and safe drinking water for every rural household. Today, I would like to take all your thoughts and advices. I'll make sure it will be implemented. It will take that spirit to achieve what are the actionable. We will make sure that it will be achievable, and we'll make sure it will be implemented at the ground level. We'll make sure that people will be great participants in this. As a Deputy Chief Minister and Panchayat Raj, Head of Panchayat Raj Minister, definitely whatever the idea, whatever the suggestion you give us, it will be very keenly followed, it will be duly noted, it will be keenly noted, and I'll make sure whatever the actionable plan you give us, I'll make sure that it will be implemented at the grassroots level. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would like to take a moment to emphasize that our Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Deputy Chief Minister are deeply committed to singular and noble mission, bringing clean and safe and sustainable drinking water to every household in the state. Thank you, sir. So now I request Sri Nishant Kumar, IAS Collector, and District Minister Annamaya, who has done a success story on drought resilience, Jaladhara. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
A very good morning to all the participants in this workshop. My regards to Special CS Panchayati Raj and Rural Development, Shri Shashi Bhushan sir. My heartiest regard to Honorable Deputy CM, State of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Pawan Kalyan sir, and senior engineers of RWS department, senior officials of the Panchayati Raj department and this Panchayati Raj Training Institute. I feel truly it's a privilege for me that I'm standing here in front of this August gathering, and I'm able to talk about the initiative which we have done in the district. So I'll start the presentation. I'll just go with the slides, and if any doubts in between, I'll really welcome you all to please ask. I'm actually a law graduate. I'm not a engineering background. Sir. Sir, I'll try my best, sir. Last few days we have been actually working on the real practical SOP part of it under guidance of Chief Secretary, sir. So I also had the, opportunity to take a part in the geo drafting, which has come out well. I think most of the practical steps have been incorporated. I'll try to put it before the gathering. So, sir, this is Project Jaldhara. Now I'll start with the a statement that Jaldhara for us was not an innovative practice to show anywhere. It's not a new initiative which as a collector I would like to do. It's a question of survival for the district. It's such a steep, such a challenging, daunting task in front of the district administration. Yes, sir. So now why I make this statement, this is the situation in the district when I joined in the district on September 14th, 2025. The district is, district is marked with a chronic drought situation. If there are participants from outside the state, Annamaya is a district located in southern Andhra Pradesh, landlocked on all sides. It is in the rain shadow region for both southwestern monsoon as well as northeastern monsoon. It is quite far away from coastal side, from Karnataka coast as well as the Nellore coast side. So the average annual rainfall is 74 centimeter. This will be close to some of the districts located in Thar Desert. So they also get around 50 to 60 centimeter rainfall. Ours is 74, however quite erratic. Sometimes it's not evenly distributed. Sometimes it will rain a lot in 1 month, lot of surface runoff, it cannot be stored, it cannot be utilized anything. And if any standing crops are there, due to more quantity of rainfall in short duration, there will be a lot of crop loss. So uneven distribution of rainfall, that's why we are saying erratic rainfall creates more problem than benefiting the district. Then declining groundwater level. When I joined, the groundwater level was around 15 meter. That causes number of problems which sometimes we cannot imagine. One, there's huge burden in on the women population to fetch drinking water, to get secure water for the household needs. That is the human cost of it. There's huge burden on the department to ensure that at least minimum 40 to 50 LPCD water liter per capita per day is provided to the population. There is cost involved in transportation of this water. Third, which sometimes we do not realize, every day there are negative news article which dents the image of government and machinery every day. Now this causes a very severe problem. Slowly the machinery, the reputation erodes. Every third day there are, photos of women standing with empty buckets, empty vessels, asking for water. When we went around we had 30 mandals that time. This time from January the district has been reorganized. We are now 25, but 30 mandals, 19 were drought declared. For third point, which is most starkingly, the challenge before the district administration, which has to be addressed, 40% area only is sown area, 60% land left fallow. So whatever is the normal area in Kharif season 2025-26, you have only 40% land being sown, 60% is left fallow. That will again cause a problem next year because soil quality, soil moisture, soil organic content, all three will decline drastically if a land is left fallow for 1 year. So there is going to be a cascading effect on the soil health also over a period of year if the land is left fallow. Now this sparks another crisis, which is migration. You will have a lot of population going to Bangalore, Hyderabad in search of some basic livelihood because they are not able to cultivate lands. You will find farmers who are having 6 acres, 5 acres land, but they are working as a daily wage construction labor in Bangalore, working as security guards in malls of Bangalore, or doing plumber or some very menial cleaning, housekeeping jobs in Hyderabad hotels. So that becomes there's a huge economic and human cost involved due to this migration. So that was the very striking first challenge which I encountered after landing in the district in September 2025. And as I said, around 230 habitations require transportation. More than 60 habitations will require transportation throughout the year. There have been years in 2023-24, like 12 months a year. Transportation, only tanker is the source. Whenever public will see a tanker, they will all come running, women, children, men, everybody. So this is a very starking, very challenging situation, very alarming situation in the month of September, which we encountered. Now, how to tackle it? The only way to tackle a drought, maybe the answer which first comes to mind is irrigation project, bringing water from outside, because it's a low rainfall area. So yield in the district, the availability of water itself is quite low. Now, how do you tackle it? Either you wait for the irrigation projects to be completed. Yes, HNSS main canal does pass through our district, but it may take some more time. Around 300 crores, 350 crores are required to complete the work. 2 major reservoirs are almost formed, but not connected with the main canal now. Now the government is going to take it. But executing major projects require time, and that time is costing in enormous ways. I mean, there may be more number of adverse impact on government with every single day. So how do we tackle it? We sat with all the stakeholder departments. Now, water is such a thing that touches all the primary sector departments: agri, horti, animal husbandry, sericulture, any department related to primary sector. Irrigation is the main provider department. DWAMA, District Water Management Agency, is another very key stakeholder, but surprisingly I have seen, from POITD onwards, that generally MGNRES and irrigation people never sit together. Rare circumstance only they sit together, and functioning wise the integration is sir. So why these two departments do not sit together when the ultimate objective towards which you are working towards water management. One has ample supply of labor, one has provision to do machinery works. Why you are not sitting together? That was one very a point which came to me. So we made a district convergence committee comprising all the departments. Now water resource department, I can assure you, you will not be able to, like a lot of people who work in the district, even after completing 1.5 year, they will not know how many people are there in water resource department. There is major irrigation project, medium irrigation projects, minor irrigation projects. Each project has separate AEs, AE, DE, SC. So SC HNSS will not talk to SC minor irrigation. SC Veligallu project will be different person who has a different hierarchy, who does not speak to HNSS. While it may be true that HNSS water may be coming to this Veligallu medium irrigation project as well. Sir, you were Kadapa collector. Yeah, sir. It's in Galividu Mandal, sir. Sir. So, there are so many, there's a huge manpower available in irrigation department, but there's some lack of linking, integrating their functioning. Medium, major irrigation projects, everybody will have AE, DE, superintending engineer, executive engineer. Minor irrigation will have so many subdivisions. I mean, if any, there are senior officers also, please try to assess how many subdivisions are there in minor irrigation department in your district. As POITD Rampa Chodvaram, when I had district, I had 3 Ds and 7 As. And if you see the workload, I could not find a single paper coming from them to POITD or collector for almost 2 years. So once you assess how many As are available in the district, you will find that they are much more well endowed in terms of manpower compared to PR engineering wing. There will be number of As will be more only compared to PR engineering wing. While PR engineers are gasping for breath, they are always running around. There's so much work pressure. There's so much information to be given to the head office. AE irrigations, if it's a major project, if no work is going on in canal or headworks, generally they will have only one work, that is to monitor water level in the reservoir. Except that, not much workload. So now how to tap this manpower? We, in the new reorganized district system, we have a district water resource senior superintending engineer has been nominated as district water resource officer. But mandal level, is there any structure? You have a CO Zilla Parishad, you have district development officer or DLDO. Mandal level, you have MPDO. Similarly, for revenue department, you have a revenue divisional officer or sub-collector. Mandal level Tehsildar, district level collector and joint collector. But what is the mandal level functioning unit for water resources? We could not find any. That has to be set up. That institutional mechanism has to be made. So we made sure that all the A's in the district were listed out, one AE, one mandal. Whether you are a major irrigation project AE, minor irrigation project AE, take responsibility for one mandal. You are a nodal AE, you are mandal water resource officer. That's the change we brought in the institutional setup. Then we started using a lot of tools for scientific planning. Like if you see a satellite imagery of a river, you'll be able to very easily figure out the dried up tanks which are nearby the river, which can be very easily connected to the stream or river. So this is one Cheyuru river that is a tributary river for Penna. Now this crosses through Rajampeta and Kodur constituency. This crosses through Rajampeta, Kodur constituency, and if we see the satellite imagery, we can see Mannur tank, Lebaka tank, which are quite close to it. And if we can clear some of the feeder channels, we can ensure that through overflow, whatever is extra water going to Penna, we can somehow fill it. Challenge is so the challenge here is if we see the satellite imagery, if we see the lot of rivers will have dried up tanks near the rivers. Now, if we can physically clear these feeder channels which can connect a river to the nearby tank, because historically if we see, if there is a tank, at some point there must be water. So how that water came? that must have come from that river, which is the lost feeder channel. Either it has been covered with bushes, or somebody has encroached, or some rocks have fallen over a period of time, or it has fallen in disuse slowly by dumping of garbage, debris, mining waste. Lot of places we found that mining waste was being dumped unscientifically on the side, which was causing blockages to the feeder channel. So at some point, this manure tank, which we can see, there's no provision to zoom it, sir. This is the tank, sir. In satellite image, it's clearly visible. The tank is there, sir. With this arrow, we can see this is the tank. This is another tank nearby. So how this water can be brought here is
Any physical construction, I mean, any constructions were there?
No, sir. Physical construction was not there, sir. Bushes, debris, silt.
When you say debris, what does it mean? Apart
Sir,
from mining debris?
Sir, lot of time illegal gravel digging happens, sir. So illegal gravel digging చేసినప్పుడు అంత కొంత పడుతూ ఉంటుంది. So now these tanks were to be connected to the river. Then one more important thing which we should we sometimes fail to tap is community knowledge. Which we sometimes fail to tap is community traditional knowledge. Now community traditional knowledge, what do I mean? Once if we visit the villages, we ask the elders, lot of them will be able to tell you that when we were of young age, we used to see that from so and so hill, a stream used to come to this tank. And this tank used to be near our village. We used to go play there. Now it has slowly stopped. Now during only eyesight inspection, it may not be visible to the Narega field assistant who prepares the estimate for labor mobilization. Somebody has to guide him by seeing a satellite imagery or asking the village elders what may be a course of channel for this tank. And then basin connectivity, that I'll explain in the next slide. So we try to make an action plan where we use community knowledge, all the departments who work towards water security, all the departments who work towards water security, this may be any wing, any department. Everybody working towards water security has to come together, sit on a table and give their ideas. So these silos have to be broken between Narega, Dwama, minor irrigation, major irrigation, medium irrigation wings. And there are a lot of scientific tools available like Aware portal, Government of Andhra Pradesh, it has a portal which can give you real-time rainfall predictions for next 5-6 days, and these are fairly accurate because they average out 2 or 3 different international models. You have a lot of satellite imagery available. You have APWRMS, Water Resource Information Management Portal, but these are not updated in some of the districts. So you have to get these updated. Once you get WRMS updated, you will have a list of tanks there. You will know which tanks are filled to what level. Some may be below 25%, some may be absolute 0%, some may be 50% to 75%. So you have WRMS portal, Aware portal, satellite imagery is available. Anybody with a paid version of Google Earth can very well take out an image, including if you just mark the tank with your fingers on the screen, it will give you the exact acreage also, whether it's 15 acre, 20 acre, 30 acre. So this was the planning we started doing at the district level, and then basic connectivity, I'll explain. Now, as collector, why can you not try linking of streams was the question. Generally, we keep hearing that state government, central government, they always talk about interlinking of rivers. When late Honorable Prime Minister Vajpayee ji was there, when I was in school, we used to hear that India wants to interlink all its major rivers. But over a period of time, slowly projects are happening. State governments also, they try to link, like government has successfully connected Godavari and Krishna rivers. Krishna river is being diverted, Krishna water flow is being sent to Rayalaseema. So why not a district collector can plan to interlink streams? Now the rivers we are talking are all order 5 as per classification. You will have a lot of order 1, 2, 3 streams also, which are generally used for sand mining. These are strong, smaller streams, Konda Vagulu, hill streams, Vankalu, ilanti antaru. These are called in these local language, these kind of terms. So you will have a lot of order 1, 2, 3 stream where water flow is not throughout the year. Sometimes it comes, but when it comes, it can be tapped. It will come near monsoon season, it will come during cyclonic rainfall, and if you do not tap, it will cause loss to the nearby agriculture fields by overflowing. So what we did, every major river basin, like for example, Penna River is the major basin for Annamaya district. Below Penna River, you have two major tributaries, Cheyuru, Papagni. That is minor basin. Below Cheyuru minor basin, you will have 49 sub-basins which are notified in the Central Water Commission maps also. So if 49 sub-basins, if you can go to that level, below that micro basins will also be there, but I will restrict to sub-basins. Now, to explain it very crudely, take the rain gauge data, how much rain has fallen in this sub-basin area, apply any scientific formula which is known to almost all irrigation department people. Dickens formula, Dickens method is one method. Assess the water yield in the sub-basin. How much water is fallen in this sub-basin, and most of the sub-basin will have notified Aya cut. How much Aya cut is notified under that sub-basin? Aya cut, Anta Aya cut, or to that Aya cut, if we have to supply water, how much water is needed? So availability minus demand. If it is positive, it's surplus. If it's negative, it is deficit. To explain it like very simply. Now, once we started assessing, we had 49 sub-basins. We found that some were really surplus. So we found that 36 sub-basin number 36 was surplus, 35 was surplus, 43 was also surplus. Then, like I showed in the previous satellite image, what we tried, sub-basin to deficit sub-basin will transfer. Now it may have to go through 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks. So any tank situated in sub-basin number 36 is, if all our scientific calculations are right, is likely to overflow and cause damage to the nearby fields. Connect it to the next tank, connect it to the next feeder channel to next tank, and third tank. Third tank will be in sub-basin number 38. So before it overflows, you are slowly transmitting the surplus water available in this sub-basin to the deficit sub-basin. If you superimpose deficit sub-basins on your district map, you can very well figure out which are the gram panchayats which fall in the deficit sub-basins. So you know that you have to, while doing your feeder channel works, if you try to maintain little bit gravity, I mean too much scientific work here may not be possible, but if you maintain the contour, surplus sub-basin, higher contour, this is little downside. Slowly with gravity, lot of water will flow. Now with this experiment, 2-3 of my engineers were good with it, irrigation department engineers. We tried some places, we put machinery, we even when it was raining, we put machinery and created some cascades, linked some of the tanks to the nearby streams, and we could transmit 4 TMC of water, 3.9 TMC of water from surplus to deficit. Now 3 or 4 TMC irrigation project, if we have to construct, it takes more than 1,000 crore rupees. So 4 TMC of surplus water which would have either gone waste or would have caused damage to the standing crops, we could send it to the tanks which were empty. This is how we tried the interlinking of rivers by state central government model at our district level. Now these are the changes which I have explained till now. What was the earlier approach? What is the change we brought? Basin planning, earlier it was not there. We started doing some surplus and deficit basin planning. Narega mandate, generally when all the collectors review, like I also done the same mistake in previous collectorship. So whenever we review Narega mandate, the only question we asked MPDO, how many persons have come for work today? Percentage, any generate chesaru, that is the only question we ask. But what is the outcome by that percentage? What is the real change? Thousands of people coming every day and digging some trenches and going. Unless something, real outcome comes out of that, I think we are not utilizing it properly. And imagine that every collector has thousands of people available, 20-30,000 labor available at your disposal. To construct a mall, maximum 60, 70, 100 people work. If 100, 200 people work and in 1 year they can complete a mall, you have 20-30,000 people available every day, which can be done 365 days of a year. So, wonders can be achieved if you if you mobilize your labor and they do work on correct location. So I also realized that even though mandates was being achieved, they were not at correct location and no outcome was coming. So we had to divert that. Now tank works, generally whenever we say that చెరువు అభివృద్ధి చేస్తాం or MI tanks గురించి పని చేస్తాం, we'll do some bund strengthening, some desilting. Some desilting will be done, some bund strengthening will be done, some tree plantation will be done on the tank bund, and we close the chapter there. And after few days, whatever water can straight away fall into the tank, that is the only water available in the tank. So then unless you link the water, it's not going to succeed. And then institutional setup, as I told, mandal level, there's nobody from water resource department. There's absolutely nobody who can say that, yes, I take care of the water resources in the mandal. For irrigation, agriculture, somebody is there, revenue, somebody is there, panchayati raj, somebody is there. Every department, there is somebody at mandal level except water resources. So we made one AE as a mandal water resource officer. Community participation must happen, should happen. Narega, it is inbuilt in the act itself. VB Ramji also inbuilt in the act, but unfortunately most of the times not followed. Then execution efficiency. Now whatever can be done with manual labor has to be done with manual labor, and you have to identify the critical locations, which is not possible through manual labor. Now critical locations, I mean rocky terrain, number one, huge amount of gravel which is hard in nature cannot be cleared by manual labor. These kind of locations, any kind of tree growth or bushes growth where labor cannot enter at first, that can also be pipe nunchi oksari, if once we clear it the top layer, then labor can enter and very well do their work. So ilanti we have to identify such critical locations, and machinery has to be put only at critical location. I again repeat it. Lot of times collectors start discussion with their engineers, and first number arrives at 10 crore rupees to start chestamu, and then 10 crore becomes during the implementation of program 50 crore, and then everybody loses interest. So machinery work has to be extremely rarely used, but only at critical locations. And with as much efficiency you identify this critical location, more successful you will be. Now, whatever I explained, how we executed in the field, sir, like 532 cascades we identify. Cascade is water coming from any source, can be another tank or hill. It comes to a tank and goes to another. Cascade can have 2 tanks up to 10, 15, 16 also. So one after the other filling of tanks. So we identified 532 cascades which were covering around 1200 tanks in the district. We had 3082 tanks in the district, 3082. And 962 MI tanks which were blocked and lying dried for years together. I will show you examples. Some cases it was more than 4 decades. That we tried to revive. Narega, we sanctioned and executed 3861 targeted wage works. Only wage works. This we would be doing otherwise in other parts in very isolated manner to achieve our mandate's target. But we try to identify the correct location where it is required. Farm ponds, trenches, feeder channels. And as I said, water deficit panchayatilo ekva, we try to do more work in the water deficit panchayatis. Machinery works. Here you should have like very, very focused team who can cut down 10 lakh estimate to 1 lakh. And I, along with 2 of my senior engineers, 2 SCs, our only work was to cut down estimates. That one like very dedicated team is required to make 1 crore into 5 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, and if you see the sanctioned list, nothing will exceed 3 lakh rupees. Nothing. 1.2, 1.3, 1.7. 60 works and 1 crore 73 lakhs. This we have mobilized from district level. Some old available funds we have used. We did not put budgetary burden on the state government. So if we take average, it comes around 2 lakh rupees per work. 3 lakh rupees per work. Yes. 60 locations, sir. Yes. Now, as I said, I joined the district in September 2025. Monsoon is already over. Now, only thing you can pray is somehow some rainfall should happen. Somehow, somewhere rain should come. I worked as sub-collector Tirupati 10 years before 2016. So I know that October, November, sometimes some cyclones come. So that time also November, I think one cyclone had come. So with that, I mean, hope is not the right word, but with that anticipation, we did some work. We got around 45 to 50 days after landing in the district to do something which can turn useful in month of October, November. And luckily, I mean, you know, we were praying for one cyclone, we got two cyclones. So whatever rainfall happened, every drop almost we could catch. Some risky works were involved. Even when it was raining, we had to do the works, but there was no option because otherwise it would have gone as surface runoff in a waste manner. I think they put the old, yes. Yeah, we put the old PPT. Today morning I gave the PPT. It was morning ichina PPT. దీనిలో డేట్ ఉంటుంది 5/4 అని డేట్ ఉంటుంది ఒకసారి